ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about the surrounded episode of Patrick Bet-David, who is a capitalist, versus 20 anti-capitalists. The title says enough. The description says even more. So let's just jump right into the video.
How's it going? James.
What's your name? James.
So one of the things that you have stated is that we have options. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of my background, I come from a divorced family, and we lived below the poverty level from the time that I was born until now, frankly. So I'm one of those people that you're talking about that isn't pulling themselves up by their bootstraps enough, which, like, I didn't have boots to begin with, and, like, I don't know if you've ever had boots, but, like, legs are load-bearing structures.
I relate.
And, like, you can't really pull up a boot when you're wearing it, you know? So where exactly am I failing when I am working 80 hours a week? I am taking the only jobs that will hire me. I have put in 477 applications over the last 2.5 years. Not even gotten a call back once.
Why do you think?
You tell me. You're a job creator.
But I don't know your resume. You know your life better than I do. Why do you think you have not gotten a call back on 477?
Because
a lot
I
of
do
people
not
get
have a degree.
callbacks. Okay.
Because I do not have a degree,
I
because
don't
I could
either.
not afford one.
Okay.
I live in an area where the physical job market is very limiting.
Where do you live?
I live in rural Texas.
Okay.
So in that, like in the town that I grew up in, for instance, there are 8 jobs, period.
Does your family live there? Mom, dad, everybody's in that same city?
Everybody was at one point.
Okay.
Most of them are dead now.
Okay, sorry to hear.
It is what it is. It's poverty. You know, we're kind of used to that.
You see his snarkiness? Like, it's poverty. We're already used to that. Like, bro, you've already lost. What did it say here? But he ready? LOL. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna just let him finish. Maybe he has a really good point. I take it back.
On this side.
Why do you feel like you're a victim?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you feel like you're a victim? Why do you feel like the way you speak, like, you know, you're the victim where all this happened to you?
Because I exist and things happen to
Why do you
you,
see
and
yourself
as
as a
such,
victim?
things happen, and that's why I say that they happen
You're
to
a
me.
good-looking guy. Why
Thanks.
do you think you're a victim? Why do you think you're somebody that's got into a situation because it's not fair what happened to me? Let me give you a couple options.
Sure.
Are you open to leaving the city you're in?
I've already left it.
So what city?
I've left multiple cities.
So if somebody else...
Wait, I call Cap. I said it already. He says he lives in a rural place in Texas, only 8 jobs. Now he said he left. So, do you still live where there's only 8 jobs, or did you leave? Something's fishy over here.
Give you a job in a different place, you'd be
100%.
willing to move there.
100%.
Okay, on your resume,
It says that.
What do you have on your resume? Skill set, what do you offer?
Transportation expertise, logistics expertise.
You consider yourself a hard worker.
I mean, I feel
You
like
said
80 hours a week.
That's a
something like
hard
that.
worker.
Sure.
How about we do this? How about I interview you and I give you a job? Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Ooh, man, that's Florida. Sure.
Time out. I don't know if y'all caught that. Let's go back 10 seconds. When he says, I'm going to offer you a job.
I interview you and I give you a job. Would
Sure.
you move to...
You're sitting across from a man who's made multi-millions of dollars, and he tells you he's willing to give you a job, and your first reaction is to make a snarky noise, make a silly response. Like, no wonder no one's hired you after 400 something applications, bro. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is oppressed.
To Fort Lauderdale?
Ooh, man, that's Florida. Sure, why not?
Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Sure, why not?
How about you and I document this? After this, you come, I do an interview with you, and I give you a job. And let's see what you do 90 days later.
Okay, I'll look up your company and all that kind of stuff, and I'll see it.
But you
like,
see what just happened
regardless,
right there? But
Mike,
watch what you just did.
Sure.
You just said you applied to 477 companies who's not gone back to you.
Yeah.
A business owner who's hiring aggressively just made an offer to you. You said you're willing to move. Then you said, I'll look at it. You became selective.
I didn't
You
say I look at it.
contradicted
If you'd let me
yourself.
finish my sentence.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I would like to look into your company to
Yeah.
see exactly what you guys do,
You would like to...
because I don't know what you guys do.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, I may be wasting my time going. If you guys are a finance company, if you guys are a bank or something like that, I don't have the certifications. I don't have the degrees. So even interviewing me
But
would be
what
a
if
moot
I
point.
gave you a job, period, to work 80 hours a week?
Exactly.
Would you take it? and I paid you a reasonable wage.
Are we talking a livable wage or a reasonable wage?
What do you
and
make
whose
right
version
now?
of reasonable are we
What do you
talking
make
about?
right
Your
now?
version of reasonable or my version of
But
reasonable?
you see, so now for me, what I'm noticing from you is
I need specifics?
no, not necessarily.
hard to work.
Most of the people I hire need specifics. The difference is I'm trying to hire them. In this instance, you're trying to get a job and you're being selective. It's going to work against you.
I mean, I'm not trying to get a job. Originally, I was
My
trying to
offer is
ask you.
He literally I'm not trying to. Why would you not try? This guy is telling you, I'll give you a job and we can document it. Are you serious right now?
Where the
table.
moral
My
where the
offer's
moral
off the table
okay, that's
because
fine.
you're going to be difficult to work with.
Okay, sure. But my question was,
Hey, time out. My bad. Yo, this must be the world record for the fastest I'll hire you to you're fired. Like, yo, time out. Listen to me. And this is just me spitballing off the top of my head, okay, right? If I was offered a job by a multi-millionaire, I'm not talking about someone who has 10 million or 2 million or 3 million. He has over 100 million, right? And he tells me we can document it at the end of 90 days. You know what's the first thing I'm saying? Whether I like him or not, whether I like the job or not, I'm doing it. Why? Because we live in the time of commodity. So that means that I can go ahead and create a social media platform, right? Like I could create an Instagram account. I could create a Facebook account. Hold on. We got to go into a close-up because y'all really got to understand the idea that I got brewing in my head right now. I could make an Instagram account. I could make a Facebook, a TikTok. I would have content that would show my progress over 90 days. Not only would we include the knowledge that I gained from being around him and the environment that he brings to me. So even if at the end of 90 days I screwed this opportunity all the way up, guess what I would have? I would have a whole bunch of followers, both on the side that wanted you to win and both on the side that wanted you to lose, as well as the people that are already in your camp. And now you have a way to monetize, even if you don't like the job and you leave the job. Bro, you just passed up a life-changing opportunity. You're stupid. I'm sorry, I gotta say it because there's no other way to describe it. You're stupid. What's the chat saying? He don't know? Oh, he has to know. There's no way. You can't look at Patrick Bet-David and not know he's money. But maybe you're right. Just parrot. Yeah, period. Like, come on now. Oh, okay, I think it sounds like you're agreeing with what I was saying, but my point is, it's like, come on, it's just at this point you're working against yourself. You're literally saying, oh, well, I have to check out your company. Bro, you could have me cleaning bathrooms at his job, a livable wage. You could have been like, all right, give me 80K and I'll be the janitor. You'd be a janitor making 80K. What is, let me just let him finish.
Where is my moral failing? Like, where is...
Let's go back.
Okay, sure. But my question, ask you...
Get a job and you're being selective. It's going to work against you.
I mean, I'm not trying to get a job. Originally, I was
My
trying to
offer is
ask you
off
where
the
the
table.
moral failing...
My offer's off the table
okay, that's
because
fine.
you're going to be difficult to work with.
Okay, sure. But my question was, where is my moral failing? Like, where is it that you are saying that I am not working hard enough and I am not doing
I just
enough?
experienced it right now because the way you just handled this situation
Got it.
here
So I should
was-
accept anything
No,
that somebody
it's not-
gives me
not
at
at
first
all.
blush
No.
if it is a guaranteed thing.
No, not necessarily.
I agreed to do your interview. I agreed to be interviewed by you, and you agreed to consider me for hiring.
Yeah.
So therefore, I am taking that opportunity. I've chosen to. But because I am asking you for specifics, your immediate reaction is that, oh, well, you're trying to be picky. When I'm not. I'm asking
specifics. You could have simply
I said I need to look up your company. That's all I
you could have
said.
said is, I'm willing to have the interview.
And I
Right?
did.
You would have had the interview.
And I did.
No, you said it depends.
I said,
don't
yeah,
know.
sure.
Let me look.
Yeah,
Let me do
sure.
all
I
this
would
other
look
stuff.
into your company. That's all I
I
said.
appreciate you. Thank you, James.
This
James, respectfully, you're a nutcase. And let me add this one other thing that I just thought about, right? Not only did you shoot yourself in the foot with this interview, but now there's going to be millions of people who watch this interview who are possibly hiring managers at locations where you might just apply. And you just shot yourself in the foot and showed what kind of personality you have to millions of people. You can't fix stupid. I'm sorry. You can't. You can't. Somebody has to flip the burgers. Let's go to the next one. Let's see if whoever they pick here does better.
Hi.
What's your
I'm
name?
Faye.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay.
Faye?
Yeah.
Good to
nice
meet you.
So how would you define socialism? Because
Oh my God. She has a nose ring, guys. She has a septum piercing. It's different.
I think you're kind of misunderstanding what anti-capitalist ideals look like. I think we are just trying to advocate for basic rights for our people in this country and across the world, of course. But I don't think it's necessarily about equal wealth disparity around the world. For most people that are anti-capitalist, I think it's more about just standard rights that are provided by the government.
Standard rights that are provided by the government.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Go a little bit deeper. So for you, when the claim here is, if the money in the world were divided equally,
Yeah, so
it will
I
return
think-
to the same pockets within 5 years. Do you disagree?
yes.
Tell me why you disagree.
Yeah, so I disagree because I don't even think many people are trying to argue for that.
People are not trying
So
to
like
argue
who are
for
you
that.
arguing in this?
I would even perfect case study, 2020. A bunch of people got $1,400 checks. They're called the stimulation package or whatever, the stimmy checks, right? The stimmies. Everybody got them, right? Everybody got them. What did everybody do once they got the stimmy check? They spent it on what? Amazon stuff, Apple stuff. They spent it on all the things and all the companies that were already popular. Now, could there have been a handful of people who maybe started a business with that or used that, put it together with a few people and started something? Possibly. Were there people who used it and put it in the stock market? I think there were, because I was one of them, right? I put it into stocks. I bought stocks that are now a lot higher. Not very many, but more than, but enough to have more money in the stock market today than I did then. It's just, and that's just a small sample size. You're talking about divvying up all of the wealth in America and giving it to people and seeing what they do with it. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Am I crazy? Am I sounding crazy? So far, it doesn't. Bro, you're so right. Yeah. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a radical.
Yeah,
Debate.
what I'm trying
There's
to say.
like a very select amount of people that are trying to argue for equal wealth disparity.
Yeah.
Most people are at least trying to at least advocate for wealth and at all for people that don't have access to healthcare right now, that don't have access to a good education right now, that don't have access to their basic needs like food.
Do you think our system right now allows people to stay in those situations long term?
They force them to stay in those situations long term.
Okay, so part of me actually agrees with you, but why do you think they force them to stay in those situations long term?
I think because they are trying to convince the working class that they don't have rights.
I actually don't think that's what it is, although that's fair to your point here. What's the chances that any of you here voted for Donald Trump in 2024? Exactly, right? What is the chances that all of you here can't stand the phrase MAGA, Donald Trump, any of that stuff? Is that a fair assessment? Fair, okay.
Yeah, so it's your
So
point.
think about it this way. So maybe you're right that the Democratic Party that's been earning your vote for a long time wants to keep you there because they'll
They
have
have
your vote
never
for the
earned
rest
my
of your
vote.
life.
They have never earned my
Who
vote.
did you vote for in 2024?
In 24, I voted for the socialist candidate,
Who was that?
Claudia de la Cruz, I believe.
Who did you vote for in 2020?
I was actually not able to vote. I was in a hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes,
Sorry to hear.
because of results of capitalism.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so I didn't have access to proper health care or even access to a proper job that would sustain me as a disabled person.
Are you comfortable being specific on what happened?
I
You
guess
don't have
so.
to if you're not
I mean,
comfortable
I'm
with it.
also mentally ill, so that was something I had to deal with. But I'm mainly mentally ill because
Why you do this to me, Jubilee? How is this not available? This is not fair. This is so not fair, guys. But we're gonna keep going, just cause.
I am disabled in a capitalist country.
Tell me more about mentally ill. Who qualified you as somebody that's mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
Who convinced you that you're mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
What's the specific category of mental illness? Is there one? You know why I asked this question? Let me explain to why I asked this question.
So I don't even like the psychological industry. I don't really stand for like Sigmund Freudian politics or
Sure.
anything like that. So if you're going to debate the ethics of psychology.
I'm not. Where I'm going with this is going back to the same thing with if the money were to divide it equally, it'll end up being worth out within 5 years. My trouble is, in many cases, somebody you and I look up to will say something to us that we choose to believe for the rest of our lives. Unfortunately, it could be something where you have ADHD, you're mentally ill, you're poor, you're this, you're that, and we get to choose to buy into that or not. And if you do...
So you're saying I'm not mentally ill or I'm not disabled?
saying you are or you're not. I would challenge it to go a little bit deeper to see if there's anything you can do.
You're speaking on point. You have, you've articulated your points, regardless of what anyone thinks of your points. Like, I want to understand what makes you mentally disabled.
About it.
So
you're asking me about my health. You're asking me about my disability.
I'm not.
And my...
I will say we are in a market where, stay with me here, there is a market where there's profit to convince you to you have issues to take the medication because they're making money.
Yeah, but I don't
I'm
have
not
access to the
of
medication.
That.
I don't have access to even a result or a solution to my disability as someone with a connective tissue disorder. It's genetic.
Have you been able to go to different doctors and get yourself tested? And
yeah.
See? You have?
Yes.
And in California?
Yes, but not enough. I can't find a specialist.
You can't find a specialist?
I can't find a specialist for who I am.
Is there anyone in your life that's willing to pay for the specialist?
Well, they could or they would if they had money, but yeah.
Would you be okay if I pay for a specialist for you to go see?
Yeah.
Would you take money from a capitalist to help you go see specialist?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I'm going to have you go see two, do you live in California?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you go see 2 specialists, but would you also be open to seeing somebody else I choose as a psychologist that may...
No.
You're not.
No.
So you
choose as a psychologist. You're choosing who gets to determine what my mental health looks like. No.
Okay, then I wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah.
You get offered help. You say no. You say that nobody's trying to help you. Someone tries to help you and you say no. Like, I don't even understand like what possible disability you have that stops you from being able to, and again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just speaking from a perspective that is, or obviously doesn't understand her because I may not have something like that. So let's be cautious of that. But I don't get it. That's just, you brought it up. He asked you about it. You could get help. You haven't been able to find help. Why would you not take it? The caveat is that you have to see a psychologist that he picks. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? What do you think they're gonna do? Like hurt you? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But let's go to the next person. Or actually, you know what? Let's do a part 2 to this video because clearly I can't do it live because YouTube's hating on me. But let's do a part 2 to the video. So I'll catch you guys on the other side of this.